Testing 1, 2, testing, and we are live. How's everybody doing out there? Bronze Dragon coming at you. I guess the big news recently, I've done several things in Splinterlands. Good morning, Gathering. Thanks for dropping by. News in Golem Overlord. Crates just dropping yesterday. We can talk about that. We can talk about the happenings in Splinterlands. Richard, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. I guess I've done several things in Splinterlands this week. I'm not really taking a back seat. There's a lot of kind of FUD going on with the recent changes. Hey, Virus. I don't really want to dwell and make this kind of a downbeat because I'm kind of looking at it. There's been a lot of people putting videos out about all the changes. Hey, Paul Taylor, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. But I'm kind of, I don't know. I kind of miss out on a lot of things in this kind of, the marketplace. And one of the ways to look at the current situation, and obviously it just depends upon how much investment you have in Splinterlands and everything like that. But one of the ways you can look at this is that it's a good time to invest, or, not invest, but if you're a player, cards, the way I'm looking at it is cards are getting ready to go up in price. Okay, so we've got Land 1.5 getting ready to come out relatively soon. It has been pushed back for the next card set, Rebellion. They're putting a priority on that. We heard about that. But it is getting ready to come out, which should, logically speaking, force card prices up a bit. We also have the things on the table about burning cards to be able to get Rift Watchers packs. I voted against it, but I can see where it would help card values. If you watch the video I put out, I still think that it would be good overall to have some cards that are economically priced, to put it that way, for new players to get in. But I think the combination of, cards being burnt for Rift Watchers packs and Land coming out at pretty much the same time has got to force card prices up, right? So anyway, this week I've taken advantage of the situation and I've been buffing up, increasing the levels of some of my cards, mostly Chaos Legion cards that I think are going to stand, due to their prices being very low now, stand to see the most price increase, because obviously if people are going to burn cards, they're going to probably burn those, as well as the the lower priced rewards cards. So hey, Wibble, live, we made it this time. Thanks for dropping by. Virus says, it doesn't really help all card values, just the cards that no one wants. Well, I mean, this is true, but a lot of people coming into the game, those are the cards that they're going to be, gravitating towards because they're cheaper. So, yes or no, I guess we'll see what happens when it hits. I just kind of wanted to look at what the status of that. I thought it was going to pass. Let's look under proposals. Okay, so that one. Okay, so looked like it passed. No, it says it failed. I guess it didn't get enough votes. Either way, we'll see. I just see, and maybe I'm wrong, but when Land 1.5 hits, it's going to take a lot of the cards off of the table, because a lot of the people who have large amounts of property are going to have to buy up some cards. Paul says, I kind of like the card graveyard idea on land plots to give bonuses. I do not know what you're talking about, card graveyard idea. So if you want to, just put a few words in there about what that idea is so we can discuss it. You know, I'm just trying to stay upbeat. Okay, so I do have my land. I am still looking for more land plots if if the price is hit right. I was checking on this earlier. I'm kind of looking for rares or for epics to pick me up another epic. I am kind of leaning towards properties that still have building in the box on them at very least. I have seen the prices kind of gravitating down. And I don't necessarily know if that's due to the recent news or it's just competition. I have seen some specific people look like they're still kind of trying to dump certain portions of their lands, large landholders. But it may be that they're just kind of changing their outlook around. They're dumping certain types of land and picking up others. I don't know. But especially if you just go to the commons and take off the building in the box, you will see that land prices, just for commons, down below $32 now. So I'm trying to gravitate away from commons. If I pick up more land plots, it will be rare or epic. I got my eye on a few different ones to see if the prices change. Might scoop in and get those. The same guy who authored the card burn idea had another idea where you can burn cards on the land plot, and based on burn value or PP value, you can get small bonuses for that land plot. It'd be nice. I mean, that sounds good. It just goes along with the idea of buffing your land plot in certain ways and getting rid of cards off the market. So does not sound bad to me. It sounds like just a different mechanism. Instead of burning DEC or staking DEC or staking SPS, burning cards is just becoming a new mechanism. I think we are in the discussion period now, and I think we just need to find that perfect idea that works for everybody and gets a majority vote, right? So there's that. So the other big news is that in Golem Overlord, if you are playing, Yixn dropped a lot of new stuff lately. And the newest stuff is the trinkets crates that he dropped yesterday. We can talk a little bit about that as well. Currently have, oh wow, I'm getting attacked. I just noticed that. I had seen that before I started my live stream, and then I got into preparing for the live stream, and I completely forgot about it. And because I forgot to do my claim, I lost a bunch. So there's that. Every time I go ahead and I prestige, then my stats really, come back down, and then I start getting attacked. But I'm working on Prestige 8 now, so okay, so back to Splinterlands. And, if you have an idea of what you want to talk about, we can talk about Splinterlands, we can talk about Golem Overlord, or Splinter Forge, whatever you feel like. Yixn kind of dropped too much stuff at the same time, don't you think? It's a lot to take in. Well, I put a video out on this a couple days ago, and I agree. It's a lot to take in, especially when a lot of us are playing multiple games. It seems like he goes a little while and then doesn't come out with anything, and then all of a sudden, bam, drops several things. So I did a video a few days ago, and it was all about the 2 claim passes as well as the trinket box, which just to sum up everything, I can see the use of the claim passes, but they seem like they were pretty expensive, comparatively speaking, with how many shards I actually have earned since they came out. I did like the idea of the trinket box because it seems like it's going to help out towards the new expedition mode that's getting ready to come out whenever it comes out. But he has been saying that is in the works, obviously, and he has been updating things going along. But everything you get in the crates, well, most of the things you get in the crates seem to be going towards helping out with the expedition. There are some things that are generally used in the game, and some it's just artwork and backgrounds and stuff like that. But some of the other stuff will be used towards the expedition mode. I do think that he dropped a lot, and to be perfectly honest, I'm I'm having a little bit of a problem keeping up with everything. But he did ping me earlier and said that he's working, thinking about a new, I guess, a collaboration with YouTubers, obviously to promote his game, but also to get it more out there, and it works both ways. So we can talk about that as well. Paul says, yeah, I could buy like 2 passes total with the shard I've earned. And yeah, I'm about in the same situation. However, in my situation, I'm also at the same time trying to level up my guild. And if you're listening and you're in my guild, I put out a brief message. I'm not trying to cut into anybody's profit or anything like that, but if we do boost the guild level up, and if you're in a different guild, the same thing applies to you. If you level up your guild, you slowly get a better claim bonus. So it does help everybody out. It just seems to cost a lot. I mean, I think that he's going at this several different ways to try to boost the value of part and shard, and it's just incredibly expensive for everybody involved. It's trying to burn a lot, and I can see the purpose behind it. It's just some things are going to work, some things are not going to work, and he's throwing a lot out there, so that's a good thing. And he's Yixn has been very amenable about comments from people and fixing things and making it better. So, but what that involves is a very fluid game that's changing very rapidly. So Richard asks, are you buying Rebellion packs? That is a good question. I will not be buying a lot of packs. Obviously, as a game player, I will probably buy some packs. I've always focused really my purchasing on singles, and every video I've done, especially for new players, kind of, I can see where we're probably, this is just my guess, but we're probably never going to see again the low prices of Chaos Legion, right? Because of the huge amounts that put out there. I'm not a big pack buyer. I didn't even go in and do the huge pack buys that Chaos Legion, a lot of people were doing, mainly because that's not in my budget. Will I buy some packs? I probably will. I'll probably do some videos, because it makes good videos, hey, check out the new packs, let's see what we can get, that kind of thing. But I'm mostly a singles buyer. And like I kind of mentioned earlier, this last week I've been taking advantage of the low prices currently on Chaos Legion, and I've been buffing up some of my cards. Now, I had played, I had gotten a lot of my Chaos Legion like commons to level 6, because that's where they pick up that next power. And I've been playing pretty decently in gold, and prior the bot was playing in diamond, but obviously the switch over to wild, I have not really. I'm just sitting in gold now, just mainly due to my boost level. And I don't even think that it would make it into diamond, even if I did, because of the competition, right? Because of my deck level strength. Anyway, I've been sitting at most of my commons at 6 and most of my rares at like 5 to pick up that extra power. And I hadn't made that extra step to go from 6 to 8 and from 5 to 6 for rares. So I'm in this. Lately, in the last week and a half, what I've been trying to do is make that extra step and bring my commons up to 8 and my rares up to 6. So before eventually I feel like the card prices have got to go up, right? Who knows? You know how it is, but that's where I stand. Let's see here. Gathering says, definitely looking forward to the future of Golem Overlord. I agree. I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the new content. He's thrown. I think that he's in a position where he's just trying to. He sounds like he's got a lot of ideas, right? And he's also trying to, increase the value of Part and Shard and increase the value of his game, make it more fun to play. And I think he's trying to advance it and get more NFTs out there and the use case of those NFTs. I liked the backgrounds. I thought they were cool. I didn't really go in heavy on them because I thought they were just, it does increase your shards you get by a little bit, but the price of them was a little bit exorbitant for me. But with that said, some people did go in heavy on those, and he's advancing the game for the new game mode and bringing more NFTs out. And the way he's doing that is, dropping the crates and everything like that. But going back to the claim passes, one thing I will say, which was kind of a question mark to me when I did my last video, and he clarified with me, was on the claim pass. There was a question mark to me on when you get each of these. And he came back and he told me, now, if you unlock the pass, you get the first card. And then the next claim period, whether that be 4, 8, or 12 hours, you can claim the next one, and so on and so forth. It's not like on a daily basis, it's on a claim basis. So that is one thing I wanted to put out there as clear up. I still think, I don't know, I think my opinion still lies in the fact that if you, the Scoutmaster is for somebody that really attacks a lot. And I think that it would benefit. I think that the cost is still too high. I think that maybe it might be, I don't know, 150 to 250, somewhere in there per month. I don't know. But to me, that still too a little expensive. But I do like the idea of expedition mode, which seems to be kind of going in line with how Splinter Forge brought out their new mode here, within the last month. Give people something else to do in the game, right? Paul says, Rebellion sounds like it will have a lot of cool things associated with it. You can get a big discount right now on Rebellion packs with the current prices of DEC. Yeah, DEC is still under peg, and obviously that is one of the main points to a lot of things that are going on within Splinterlands, trying to bring that up. It has not taken as much of a dive as what SPS has lately. I will put that out there. I have been buying a little bit of both here and there. I'm not a heavy investor. I do have I have the DEC bought and put aside that I need for my land plots, to stake them out, and I have some extra. And I have been buying a little bit of both SPS and DEC and putting aside. However, I still I get into buying DEC, and then once I buy the DEC, it's sitting there, and I'm like, I could buy a few cards and boost my deck. So that's what I've been doing lately. But I'm still maintaining a certain level for my land and a little bit extra. So Virus says, I'm trying to get a hold of as much DEC and vouchers as I can. Yeah, the vouchers will come in handy, and that's another thing they've been talking about, and we've all known, especially people who have a lot of vouchers. Who, if you're a node holder, you know that you've been amassing these vouchers, and they just have not had a whole lot of value in the ecosystem. Obviously, that's another thing that they're trying to throw in there. So, having the vouchers being used for the Rebellion packs should help that out. And I think going back to my main overall point earlier was the fact that there are really two ways you can look at the current situation. I think I've heard other people put out videos talking about this earlier this week, but there are two ways you can look at the situation, right? You can look at it, and you can look at it doom and gloom, and you can, sell your stuff and, for pennies on the dollars and get out, and you can spread the FUD and everything. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to look at it realistically. The other way you can look at it, and from an investment standpoint, or even just a game player standpoint, when prices are low, the people that end up making out best in the long run, if provided the game, obviously there's always that element of a gamble, right? Provided the game, keeps going and, does better in the future. The people that turn out best are the ones that took advantage of the low prices, whether that be the cards, the DEC, the SPS, whatever, vouchers in this argument as well. Buy low, sell high, right? We've all heard that. Is it hard to do? Yes. There's a certain mentality that you get as a human, I guess, that makes it very easy that when everything's pumping to say, oh, I got to get a piece. But then when everything goes down, the same mentality, the flip side of that is, oh, it's going down. I don't know if I want to spend any money on this. So Paul says, I'm thinking $5 per 5,000 DEC per pack, but you can use 5 vouchers for $1 off. So each voucher would be valued at 200 DEC. Yeah, well, Matt had mentioned that in the town square this past Monday, where he said they were going to be involved, right? And it's pretty similar to how Rift Watchers and other packs were sold in the past, where I think $5, he said $5 was kind of his idea. He didn't want to go any lower. Obviously, there would be a discount down to $4 if a voucher were used. But I think the question mark was, is it going to be one voucher? Is it going to be 2 vouchers? How much are they going to evaluate vouchers at, right? And a lot of this really is, to tell you the truth, it's not going to affect me a whole lot because I'm not the guy that goes in and buys 1,000 packs or 100 packs even. I might, during the lifespan, I might buy a total of 100 packs, maybe. But I'm not the prime target of these type of things. He also said that his main idea is he doesn't want to get back into the situation of where we were with Chaos Legion. He was very adamant that he was very clear that he didn't agree with that situation when it happened, right? He doesn't want to kind of make you buy more packs than what you think you need just to get that next level bonus, right? I like that idea. He wants you to buy what you're going to use, and then also maybe buy some for if you're going to keep them for the future for resale, right? That's part of the idea behind buying them and holding them, right? In fact, I'm very surprised, even with the multitude of Chaos Legion packs out there, I'm surprised that they're at $1 a pack. People are just dumping them. And look, even here on the game market, it's $1.09 US per pack. And there's so much value, especially from a new user standpoint. There's so much play value from a card player standpoint. I'm not talking investment. I'm talking about, I think one of Dwayne's main points that stuck with me over the years is the fact that he did a video, and the specific point of his video was explaining the difference between price and value. Yes, this is a low price, and yes, it really shows me how much of a loss people took that bought all these Chaos Legion packs. However, at the same time, the the play value in these packs, especially from a new player standpoint or from a player standpoint that doesn't have their Chaos Legion cards fully leveled, the play value for the next couple years is going to be huge for $1 a pack. I mean, even as a guy who have most, like I said earlier, I'm trying to get my commons to level 8, but most of them are at level 6-ish. You know, my rares are level 4, 5-ish. I would like to get them to level 6, you know, so I can use them max level gold. The value is there. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. Sorry. Let's see. Virus says, I haven't seen much doom and gloom. More wait and see. Yeah, I think the same, Paul, either 4 or 5 vouchers. Okay, so Paul's main point was instead of one voucher, use 5 vouchers. So basically 20 cents value per voucher. I don't know. That would come in handy for people who have a lot of vouchers. I don't have a ton of vouchers. I've never done anything. Look, I've got 189 vouchers. Can you see that? Yeah, 189 vouchers. Like I said, but I'm not the main target here. I think the main object here is to give the people, especially node holders, some value for their vouchers. You know, my brother's a node holder, and he has a huge amount of vouchers. It's just been sitting on. It's kind of left a bad taste in his mouth. So I can understand from that perspective. And yeah, if you're going to go in 5 per dollar, I don't know. That seems like a lot, but who knows how it's going to shake out. You know. Obviously, he's very good at numbers, and he's got people working with him that are good at numbers and formulas, and he'll put it out there. And obviously, just like with Rift Watchers, if it doesn't really work, it can be changed, you know. So one thing we've learned in this infrastructure is that most things can be changed, right? So obviously you don't want to put something out, especially like land, and have a large item of gameplay be broken, because that will heavily affect a lot of people's investment and everything. But with the price of card packs and stuff like that, they could put it out there. He could put it out there at one price and say, okay, it's $5 per pack, but if you spend 3, 4, 5 vouchers, you'll knock $1 off, right? And see how that's how everybody accepts that, and see if everything goes forward. Fine. If so, fine. If not, he could pull it back and change it around. Paul says, I think it's mostly positive in the Mav chat, at least. Some salt in the tavern, and that's normal. I don't hang around the Mav chat very often because I'm not Mav. I do go in it and read it from time to time just to kind of see. Obviously, the Mavs are going to have a different way of looking at things than the general chat. And yeah, you're always going to have the salt in the general chat. But just trying to, you know, I don't know. I got in a position there for a while where I was being too salty, I think. So I tried to pull back and try to, you know, moderate and just look at things differently. You know, it doesn't help anybody to be salty all the time, really. So I'm still enjoying the game. I don't play. My Archmage bot plays in Wild, so I've been trying to adapt. And I've been trying to strengthen my deck, or what Archmage actually uses, because there's a big difference. You can buy some really nice cards, and you can use them with your human brain if you're playing them effectively and changing up your strategy. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Archmage or any other bot is going to use those cards, especially some of the more expensive cards, because they don't get used a lot. Therefore, they don't make them into the database of usage, and so therefore Archmage or whatever bot doesn't use it. So it's a different way of looking at things. but it's worth stating. So, hey, Vilson's in the house. Thanks for dropping by. Gathering says, did they say what the print run on Rebellion would be? Right now, it's about $3.10 per pack based on current prices. As far as the print run, I don't think he put any hard numbers on it yet, but he did talk about it in the town square, and his idea was to go out with a large print run. However, there would from day one, there would be a burn mechanism involved. Okay, burn mechanism would be implemented from day one. Large print run, however, it would be moderated, and the burn mechanism, obviously depending upon how many packs people bought right off, but it would be moderated so that we're looking at about a year's worth of sales. So he wanted to, obviously, if you put the burn mechanism in place and then people go wild buying cards, they're going to sell out faster, right? But he did stipulate that he didn't really want to hamstring them by putting too small of a print run, but he did want it to be very known that he didn't want to have another Chaos Legion on his hands. It was very apparent to me that he was unhappy with how those pre-sales went down and everything like that. So, like I said a few minutes ago, he likes the idea of people buying packs that they know they're going to use for their account for play, and then buy packs if you're going to hold them, right? But he doesn't like the idea of buying 1,000 packs just to be able to get this bonus or whatever. He's not going to go at it from that standpoint. So, Gathering says, can believe land plots are so low. Think they're a great buy as well. Yeah, I was looking at that a little bit earlier. Yeah. I'm not currently looking for commons, but look at the commons. They're under $32. We have some people, not to call people out, but Mr. Star looks like he's getting rid of a bunch of commons. So I've been looking more towards the rares and epics, and I'm focusing on things, good deals, if I can find a good deal. Look, and some people don't tend to. It's interesting how some people will drop their plots on the market and just like not pay attention to them for a month, or maybe they're paying attention, they just choose not to partake in the competition, I guess. So there was a keep that went up for sale for $1,500, but the guy took it down after a couple days. Weird Mix Shorts in the house. Thanks for dropping by. We are talking about a mixture of things, mostly Splinterlands related and Golem Overlord stuff. So thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I know you're. I don't know. I'm still the little guy here. I've got 10 plots. There'd be, to tell the truth, there's no way I would put $1,500. Not that I have anything against the game or I'm doom and glooming it or anything like that, because I think they've done a great job, and I can fully understand the changes that they've made recently with the separation of teams. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Aggie does with his side of the house, because I've said it before. Obviously I want Splinterlands to do well as well, but I can foresee the potential for expansion and profit almost be bigger on his side of the house than on the Splinterlands side of the house. But I'm hoping everything does well, and I'm not trying to promote any doom and gloom or anything, but I am also trying to look at it from a logical standpoint, right? And I'm also, from the $1,500 comment, there's no way I would spend $1,500, even if it was a great deal, right? Which I think that's what you're. Let's look at. Let's see. Let's take this off. Just see everything. So we have the mythics. The lowest price is $1,975, and it's a mythic. Yeah, it's a keep. So we're looking at a few in the $2,000 range, right? So I'm guessing, and it just depends, because look, the prices vary, and I think this statement goes across the board for all land plot types. I'll stick with what I said. Not all you want to be in an area where it's populated well, with people that are going to stake out their land. I'm still waiting to see what actually happens. Like, we've talked about this idea of buying just a bunch of commons. Say commons get to be $20. Would it be worth to go ahead and just buy a bunch of commons wherever they may fall, hold them for the future? Time will tell. Who knows? That may be a complete strategy. I mean, I think that Gathering was talking about that, and I've been talking about it before. But the $1,500 keep does look like it was a great deal. But if it just sat there, Paul says 10 to 15 million, but packs will burn every day, so it will come down to what people buy. Yeah, what we were just talking about. I wonder if the new mechanic could break bots for a while. What new mechanic are you talking about, Virus? Gathering says, I mean unsurveyed plots selling for about $70. Yeah. Hey, Lotnik, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the value on that is. Obviously, there are some areas where you could, if you went through and looked at all of the, I'm trying to look for the market and other items. So we're looking, yeah, $78. And I've also seen that the totems have gone down in price a little bit. I guess that would come down to buying a plot, an unsurveyed plot, and also finding an area where some of the nicer plots had not been found yet. I have noticed that there are still a significant amount of, well, not significant, but they're sprinkled throughout as far as the land plots that, where do I want to go? I want to go to land, and I want to go to the map. There are land plots sprinkled around that people bought and just left there and did not survey it. Alex says, is land cheap? Well, it depends upon what type of land you're looking for. The commons are coming way down in price, right? If your approach is to buy up commons, look at this. Commons are right around the $30 to $32 range if you want a bunch of commons. To me, and I've been looking at this and changing my standpoint a little bit, to me, the price is not really in just the property. The price is in how much DEC and everything you need to stake out the property. So I'm going to pay 50,000 DEC to stake out a property. Wouldn't it be better to put that on, a rare or higher than a common? But like Matt keeps saying, Land 2.0, when it comes out, it's going to be completely different than 1.5. I didn't like that when he dropped the mention of possibly removing the ability to mine SPS on property. That really struck a note with me, and I didn't like that, to tell you the truth, because I feel a lot of people base their land purchase on the idea of mining SPS. Will there be a lot of more things to do on land when 2.0 hits? Sure. But it really struck me as an offhand comment. He said that about mining SPS. It seemed really weird to me. Maybe I made more of it than what it should be, but I thought it was worth highlighting in my video. Vilson says, do you got all the Chaos Summoners maxed? I do not. All my regular rare Chaos Summoners are sitting at level 6, which is what I need to... while we're on this page, that's my alpha buy of the week, Zintar Mortalis. If you've been following along, I've been buying an alpha card every week, and I start from the cheapest and go up. So I'm in the midst of buying the rare summoners for alpha. Now, back on your question, let's go to Chaos and then summoners. So all my regular rare summoners in Chaos Legion are sitting at 6, and I did that, and I haven't boosted them past that because I know that currently playing in Wild, I will not need them higher than 6. So it becomes a cost versus play value thing. If they, I do agree that the prices on these are nice, so there would be nothing nothing that would make me say that it's not worth boosting them to max level if you potentially see yourself using them in Diamond and Champ League. Obviously, you would want them much higher, but to me, I'm currently playing in Gold, and I don't see going into Diamond due to the expense. Now, what I will say on that matter is I do have Quicks at level 3, and I would advise people who, if you don't have Quicks, I think Quicks helps out any deck currently, right? Because he plays in Wild, he plays in Modern, very strong. I did buy Grandmaster Wraith here a while back, and I positioned those at level 3, obviously because I play in Gold. He's strong, but I don't see Archmage use him a whole lot. Maybe 1 in 20 matches, something like that. I do not have General Sloan pumped up because currently I use what's her name? Mother Kayla. On Life, I use Mother Kayla and not the others. So I think that on my deck, I did recently bring my Ulrich to level 4. I would like to have him level 5 or 6, but the price is just really expensive. So I did bring him up to level 4, and he does help out my play up until I hit like Gold 3. He helps it through Silver and at level 4, and then some in Gold 3. But after you get out of Gold 3, kind of the level 4 is not enough. With that said, summoners are my weak point because I need some of the better summoners. But to tell you the truth, back on my point of playing in Wild, letting Archmage play in Wild, I have rented out all the nicer summoners, and guess what? Archmage just doesn't use them. So I'm trying to evaluate which of the better summoners to buy. Obviously, you can look at which ones are rated better and everything like that. But if I buy it and Archmage doesn't use it, then there's no value there for me, right? And I've rented them all out, all the better summoners, and Archmage just doesn't use them. So I've started buffing up. My strategy has been I've started buffing up the cards that Archmage does use because that's who plays my account, right? So, and it has helped out. So that's my strategy currently. Is it right, wrong? Who knows? Everybody's got to look at the game their own way. I'm just trying to use money the most effectively. Gathering says land plots are $70 on Hive. Yes, it usually if you buy them on Hive, they're a little bit lower than buying them in game. I think that is across the board of most things. Alex Bernard says, so much going on in Golem. I'm so confused. So I got 10 new boxes, opened them, doing the battle passes, also just holding it all because don't know what they do yet. We talked about this a little bit earlier. I have the guild bulk buy going on in my guild. By the way, if anybody plays Golem Overlord and they need a slot in the guild, let me know because I got a slot open. Also, just a shout out, I'm trying to raise the level of the guild, which would give us an extra slot. But with that said, I do have the guild bulk buy currently going on. If you're in my guild, then you have 1 hour, 47 minutes to get in on it. Our next level, we're currently 53 sold. To get that next boost in the airdrop, we will need to get up to 100. And I'm currently thinking about it, but I don't want to buy. I don't think for me, I'm buying an extra 40. If some other members come in there and get it up to like the 80 in that time period, I might go ahead and boost it. But currently, I have bought 20. So, but back to your point or back to your question is that they will be useful. Excuse me. Most of these items will be useful in the new game mechanic going forward, which is Expedition. Okay, so catching back up on chat. And I agree, Alex. A lot of things going on. It's very hard to keep track of everything. Virus says there will be new mechanic in Rebellion. If it is spells and items or something similar, then there would be a second round after submitting your team. If that second round is required, then bots may not function with it for a bit. Oh, yeah. I understand where you're going. Your point there. Yes. Matt seems to be very pumped on the new ideas he has that will be going into place with Rebellion. And I like the idea of new things, obviously. He didn't give any specifics, though, so we'll have to wait to hear about those. I'm sure when he does the big announcement on the card packs and what the prices are going to be, he'll also include the new game mechanics. He did kind of state that it was either this week or last week that there would be a new mechanic that might promote holding the packs and having to hold the packs unopened to be able to get the airdrop, or buy cards and hold the cards. And he didn't give any specifics, but he was just throwing that out there. So I do like the idea of the new mechanics. Your point is that, yeah, when they make a change, a lot of times the bots do break for a while. Who knows? Until I hear basically throwing a change into the gameplay mechanism where it would involve another logic check, if you get me, then anybody who runs a bot or has created a bot and manages a bot would have to go in and update for the new gameplay mechanic. Obviously, throwing more logic checks into the situation is going to make it harder for bots to work. I'm not necessarily against having a bot-free game, right? But at the very beginning, one of the things that kind of turned me off from the game when I first started was the fact that there was bots. And they were very for them, if you remember back, right? So after a while of hearing this, I'm like, well, might as well just start playing with it, and we'll see. I'm not necessarily against a game without bots. It's just as humans, you adapt. If they make that change and you decide that you no longer want to play a game, well, there's always you can sell off and not play the game anymore, right? I'm just kind of adapted to letting it play. So Alex says, I want water magic. Water magic's always been my favorite. When I started in the game, that's why I bought an Ulrich, and for some reason I bought him at I leveled him up to level 3, and one of the main points I make to new players is that when you buy your summoners, you should really just go ahead and buy max level for what league you want to play in. So if you're going to play in silver, buy 4. If you're going to play in bronze, buy 2. Because buying that in between, like level 1 or level 3, it gets you into the league, but it doesn't help you get into the higher levels of the league. So anyway, I leveled up to the Ulrich. I would like a level 6, but I just didn't want to spend that much money on it. So there is that. Let's see here. Lotnik says, oh, sorry. Gathering Magic was checking at Peak Monsters so many different places. A few weeks ago, Kush had plenty magic rares for a 105. I missed it big time. Yeah, you really have to check the land market regularly. And I check it usually in the mornings whenever I am eating my breakfast before work. I was able to score one morning, and this was quite a while back. I was able to score 4 rares in one of the regions I'm in for $50 a pop, and this was a while ago. So you got to keep your eye on it, and you have to have a plan. And just like any other buy-sell trade, just got to keep an eye on it. Let's see here. If they remove SPS mining from land, I would think it would be far It would be for boss monsters on land or other ways to earn it in land, like the arena idea they had. Yeah, it's tough to say, Virus. I just don't like the idea of just removing it. Do I understand why they would remove it? Yeah, obviously SPS, trying to pump the value of SPS, decrease the amount of SPS going into the ecosystem. I understand, but my whole point was that a lot of people invested big money into land with a specific point of just mining SPS. Is that me? No. I've already said that I anticipate, doing a little bit of SPS, a little bit of magic research, as well as the food research to keep it up all. So I like the whole spread out aspect and keeping everything even. But I can see where people, would, spend a lot of money, especially if you go into the occupied plots. You can see, the cheapest occupied plot here is $215 US, And if you're going to buy an occupied plot, you're pretty much doing that with the intent to go heavy and mine SPS. Why else would you spend $215 on an occupied plot other than to get that 100% bonus on SPS mining? Now, the question I have for you all is, if you were in this position where you invested, your primary point was, hey, I want to mine SPS, so I'm going to invest in a bunch of occupied plots, and then you heard Matt talk about just doing away, turning off the ability to do that, wouldn't that greatly affect you and your opinion on the land game? It would me. See, Vilson says, do you not play Modern at all? At this point, I do not. I play, obviously, my Archmage plays in Wild, and I play my Guild Brawls, which are also Wild, so I do not play in Modern. Now, I do talk with my brother who does play in Modern. He... At the changeover, he just decided to turn off his Archmage bots, and he's playing in Modern. So I've been keeping up with his. It's really became this constant evolution of him constantly having to put more money into his deck to increase certain cards to become competitive. Obviously, we've heard everybody talk about. There's lots of people out there. I mean, we even see people who have YouTube channels dropping down in leagues because the competition is so fierce. So there's that. And, I play a lot. I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't have anything against. I mean, if the whole game decided to do away and they found a way to do away with bots, I don't have a problem with that. As long as we're all on the level playing field, right? Then at that point, I would have to decide, well, do I start playing again? Or at this point, I'm really looking for Land 1.5. And I've said that. It's nothing... It's no surprise. I'm looking at playing Land 1.5 and whatever comes after that. That seems to be where I'm headed with this game. So, did you try XSpot? I did not. I have not tried XSpot yet. I guess I've been. I looked into it when we were talking about it. We've talked about it several times, right? I have not tried because of the price. Just did not seem at the time like I wanted to put the $50 or $75, whatever it was, into the Xbox token. So there's an answer for that. Alex says, I just got 5 crates for the guild. Oh, in Golem Overlord. Okay, great. Let's take a look. Like I said, if we get up above like the 80 or something like that, I might consider going ahead and topping it off to the 100. See where we're at here. Okay, we're at 60. We're at 60. We got an hour and a half left. I guess we got to make the decision. Do we pump for it or not? So, but like I also said, I'm also in a position of trying to boost a guild. So if you're in my guild, I put a statement out saying that, try to contribute some to the guild and we can boost the guild and get a better claim percentage, but it ends up being pretty expensive. So I'm not putting any, I'm not one of those guys that runs a guild and says, you've got to do this. That's not me. So if we can boost it, we can boost it. If not, oh well. Let's see here. Kush has a bunch of occupied up for sale right now. Let's refresh. And let's do occupied. Yeah. I haven't been keeping an eye on occupied, frankly, because I knew it would be outside of my price range. I do see that Kush looks like he's trying to get rid of his occupied, and that he made these posts 3 hours ago, or he changed the price 3 hours ago. Either way, I don't know. Did the statement by Matt affect him? That's another thing to talk about. Obviously, you've got to make decisions, especially when you have a large amount of land. Which ones do you keep? Which ones do you sell off? Was he in a position? I've seen him dumping a lot of land or trying to sell. I think dumping is a bad term. He's been the most competitive on prices for a lot of different land plots. So he's made the decision either to try to get rid of a bunch or use that money in some other way. I don't know. So, but he does have several on sale for $215 if that's considered a good price, and they have building in the box on it. Alex, we are up to 60 packs now in bulk buy Golem. Get it to 100. I'm thinking about I'll tell you what, if the rest of the guild can get it up to 80, I'll go ahead and get it up to 100. Occupied will be making one of the 2 rare materials needed for spells. That had always been the intention. The SPS bonus for it was something added till 2.0 comes out. Okay. Same with magical plots. It could still be changed in 2.0 white paper though. Okay, that's good news. That's good to know. Gathering says that's why occupied are crucial if you want to make your own items eventually. Virus says he, referring to Kush, has always been a seller. He lowers the price by $5 if you don't sell them after some period of time. Alex says, got more packs. Now we're up to 70. Come on, top it off. Like I said, I will make that decision when I get off the stream here because we are coming to the bottom of the hour. Like I said, if we can bring it up just a little bit more, I will top it off. And you are right. We are up to 70 and we have an hour and a half left. So there's that. I just wanted to say I appreciate everybody coming by to the live stream. We are coming up on at the end of October will be the 1 year anniversary for my channel. So I appreciate everybody dropping by. Everything has generally grown a good deal over the year. I like talking about Splinterlands and other Web3, mostly Hive-related games, but like this meeting. Do you got to buy 10 more to get it to 80? Do I got to buy 10 more? Like I said, I'll take a look at it. I will probably, I'm hoping that somebody else in the guild pumps it up a little bit, but I would like to get it over 100. So don't be surprised if I go ahead and do it. Paul says, did you stop opening packs on your other channel? I started that channel and it was fun, but at the same time, there was an explosion in a lot of other things happening in like Golem Overlord and Terracore and Splinter Forge. And I would like to get back to pack openings. If you see in the background, I don't know if you can see it. And I don't want to move my cameras around. Just 1 minute. One of my newest pickups is I found a Lorcana. Try to angle that Lorcana box. I would like to do some Lorcana openings, and I would like to do the new Doctor Who expansion in Magic: The Gathering, but it just really comes down to time, really. And I got a few salty comments. I don't think I can match the energy of a lot of other card pack opening channels. So, peer pressure, let's go. Wait, you have another channel? I enjoyed watching them. I have not played any physical card games. Yeah, it's something that I kind of stepped back from. I would like to get back into it. Yes, Alex, I do have a card pack, a channel I started that was dedicated towards physical card games. Magic. I haven't done any Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. I'm mainly a Magic guy, but I would like to do. I did like the new Lorcana card game, although I think they really fumbled the release of that game. As far as getting cards out to the structure. Either way, with that said, I do appreciate the time everybody spends with me on a weekly basis, so please check out the videos. If you like this content, please leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate you subscribing. Either way, now, after I get off here, I've got to decide what I'm going to do with the Yixn's promo crates. If anybody needs a slot in a guild in Golem Overlord, let me know, because I've got a slot open, and pretty soon when we advance the guild, we'll have another slot open. With that said, I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy, and I will see you on the flip side. Thanks for dropping by, everybody.